What does it mean for your state? I mean, this bill unleashes. I mean, we saw the cabinet meeting between Secretary Burgum, Secretary Zeldin. This is basically ending a lot of the Green New Scam programs. It's supporting oil and natural gas. You're one of the biggest energy producing states in the world. So, what does this mean for your state?
Look, we are an energy producing state. We also take a lot of energy, but as a result of this bill directly, this is unleashing American energy producers, which is exactly what we need to do. When you start thinking about the creep up in cost of gas, that's really, I think, ultimately what led to such high inflation. When we looked at the regulatory management in prevention of permitting and drilling of our American energy producers. That is really, the baseline of it. When we look at the spending, we're going to be pulling back on the spending. We are helping our manufacturers as well. We recognize the fact that we don't ever want to go through another period of COVID. So we are bringing manufacturing back to America by incentivizing that area. We're helping folks who have small farms that want to be able to leave those farms to their families by correcting the estate tax. We are looking at working families and we're increasing our child tax credit. We're looking at seniors and we gave them an additional $5,000 of tax cuts. So there's something for everyone in this bill. But for my state, which is one of the fastest growing in the country, for a reason, programs, policies matter. And as we bring more and more businesses in, more and more small businesses are going to grow. The economy is going to be great. And not only are we kickstarting this for the rest of the country, but this is going to start in Texas. And I could not be more proud of a lot of the tax cuts that were in this measure and what we're going to be able to do for a golden age of business in America.
I have an interesting clip coming up for my argument segment, my monologue. It's from CNN. They say every single poll shows the majority of Americans want to deport people in the country illegally. This bill reserves programs like Medicaid and EBT, TANF, all these other food stamp programs for American citizens. Your state, we saw border districts go Republican over this issue. The idea that Democrats would be opposed to reserving resources for citizens for whom these programs were designed. I mean, how do you go on television and say, well, of course we should be giving out taxpayer resources to people in the country illegally? It seems like the
How do you do
country
it?
as
Yeah,
yes, go
I
ahead.
don't know how you do it, but the fact is they have been doing it and they've been doing it over and over and they have not yet recognized that this is a losing deal. Americans who are struggling right now, the last thing they want to see is their hard-earned taxpayer dollars going to fund illegal people who should never have been in this country, who were allowed in this country by the last 4 years of a horrible Biden administration that never enforced the laws and in fact incentivized them to come here. Americans don't want to see their tax dollars going. And that's exactly what we did with this Medicaid bill. Part of the big, one big beautiful bill is that we said, no, if you're in our country illegally, you are not going to get Medicaid on benefits. The other thing we did was we said, look, Medicaid should be targeted to those people that it was originally targeted, the ones who need it the most, the ones who are most vulnerable, the ones who've got disabilities that prevent them from working. Instead, what we've seen is this program has just been expanded and expanded, where you've got people on it now who really need to be able to get jobs. And so this bill says you have to spend a minimum of 20 hours a week, either volunteering, learning a skill, going to class, or getting a job and working in order to be able to get Medicaid benefits. It is obvious for most Americans that's what they want. And you brought up having illegal folks here and on Medicaid, and that was one of the things that people voted for in November. I would argue the other thing that this bill does, and it does it very strong, is providing the resources that they need at the border to be ordered to secure it. So if you look at what Tom Homan has requested, you look at the request that Kristi Noem have made to make sure they've got the detention facilities to be able to house folks that they are catching on the streets that should not be here and detain them until they can be deported. We need to make sure that we are supporting that effort, and that's exactly what this bill does.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.